YouTube? Mandee Hops here. Honey, I thought I had lived, but apparently I've not. I've been on the West Coast for 5 years. Never been to a Mexican store. Well, what do you mean by a Mexican store? Like, it's a huge grocery store, like Kroger or whatever you got next to you. But it's all Spanish, and this one's called El Super. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Now, it was very different. I actually had to use a translator. Normally, sometimes you try to find somebody that speaks Spanish. You had to find somebody that speaks English. And this is my haul. This is what I got for $25. I'll go over it real quick. Now, I will tell you, they have everything there. You want pots? They got it. You want candles? You want statues of Jesus? Anything, they got it. Like, it's your one-stop shop. Nobody speaks English. I can't afford anything on the hotline right now, their little buffet, but they had shit I don't even recognize. Okay? Their bakery was off the chain, but I was asking the girl, like, what's inside? Because I could tell it was chocolate and it said chocolate or whatever. And she brought me a box, and I was like, no, like, what's inside? And there's a picture of the bakery on this thumbnail. If I use the thumbnail I'm going with, off the chain. Different than American stores, they do a lot more fruit. So a lot of like chocolate-covered strawberries. They had this thing that looked like a D, but it had sprinkles on it. Turns out it was a banana. Turns out that round thing was a chocolate-covered apple once we translated it out. Now, this is a good amount of meat. No, so you guys know that groceries are way more expensive in Vegas because you're in the middle of nowhere, and they're way more expensive everywhere. So this goes for like $7.44, which isn't bad. That's not exciting, but it's a little over a pound. I was going to make chili. Now, in White People grocery stores, you go to the deli and what do you have? Like, you have macaroni salad, you have a sandwich. Dude, they had these cute little sandwich kits. They call tortas. That's what they call sandwiches. But they came with the side of jalapenos and Coke. Do you know that more people in Mexico drink Coke than any other country? Did you know that? That's a fact. Let me bring to light this. I've talked about it many a time. It's one of my favorites. Mexican Coke. Why is it a Mexican Coke? They literally call it Mexican Coke. Like, that's not like racist. It's complimentary to the Coke. Mexican Coke always comes in a bottle, right? It's weird. I've been to some of these poorest countries, like in the Caribbean and stuff, and their houses are made of cardboard, but all their soda comes in like bottles. I'm like, what are we doing wrong, America? But Mexican Coke is not made with high fructose corn syrup. It's made with real sugar. And it always tastes better out of a bottle. Like, I love everything better out of a bottle. Who goes and works out at the park for an hour and then buys all this? Me. So I was going to make, some things are more expensive, some weren't. So I just wanted to buy what I wanted there for the first time. I always put these in my chili, these little chipotles and adobo sauce. Also in their, like, section, this is fresh made salsa. I don't know if you've ever had a salsa made like this. My mouth's already, it's fire. And this is $3.60. You can't even get, like, some, like, cheap-ass, like, fucking paste picante or whatever for this. So this is a great deal for this salsa. My onion was 18 cents. And this my friend used to make. I've never seen it sold in stores before. She went to, like, the #1 cooking school in the world. She would make one batch a year. She would cook these down. Arbol pepper chilies. Those are fire, dude. So it's basically like an olive oil spread with chilies in it. And it's good on anything. Garlic bread, like, I like putting it on, like, salami and cheese and putting it in the oven. And this jar will last you a very long time. Like, a dab will do you. And I've never seen it sold in stores. I just got it from my friend. And this is the bomb. And then this was also a little unique to my experience. I've never just seen, I have not lived, I guess, hot and spicy flavor. Normally there's like a hot and spicy shrimp or hot and spicy chicken or this just is hot and spicy. Fair enough, El Zipor, you win. So those are my weird finds, and I have one more. I got one dessert from the bakery. And the weird thing is, and try doing this with two people that don't speak the same language. They print you out a ticket, okay? And then I'm waiting for her to give me like my baked goods. You know, normally you say, I'll take that. They pull it out. You take it up to the front of the store. I don't know if it's the way the store is ran or it's because I live in the hood. I'm not sure. You know, a lot of this is new to me. And it's coming at me pretty fast lately. But you pay first. And then they come back and they read down your receipt. Like they're the lady standing in front of Walmart or something. And then they give you dessert. And I got this. Well, I mean, I'm going to indulge, but first of all, it didn't have fruit in it. I don't like desserts with fruit in it. A lot of my Asian friends do. A lot of my Mexican friends do. The second you put fruit in my dessert, I'm out. I'm out. I like fruit. I like dessert. I don't like them to touch. I don't like nuts in my dessert either. But this is basically, I don't know if it's a Mexican cannoli or it's just a cannoli. I used to live in St. Louis, which had the Hill. Huge, huge Italian population. They had the Missouri Baking Company and they had cannolis. And my boyfriend always said he loves cannoli. There is a cherry on top, but I ain't going to eat that shit. He'll eat that shit. But if you want to look at it, like, this is how all the baked goods look. I mean, they are, like, over the top. Like, I felt like I was, like, in a French patisserie, bakery, whatever you want to call it. So it's basically, like, looks like a graham cracker cannoli covered in chocolate, in white chocolate with whipped cream topping and a cherry on top. I'm going to surprise him with that. I'm going to enjoy my Mexican Coke. And then these things are just cool to have on deck. Like, literally, you guys, branch out if you haven't. I think everybody has on me. Shout out to El Support. But my first time shopping in a Mexican store, and there's like, dude, it's a one-stop shop for sure. But I wasn't going to buy everything there. I wanted to get a lay of the land. I got some really cool things. But, dude, all this costs $25. Like the soda, this is probably worth it. It takes a while to make this stuff. This is handmade. That was like $2.49. This is like $1.19. This is 18 cents. That's actually really cheaper than like the stores I go to. This salsa is way more bomb and cheaper than the store. And so is this hamburger meat. And this was about the same. I started off with this because I was going to make chili from the jump, and this was a good deal. Anyway, thanks for following me on my Mexican grocery haul. Deuces.